You're on. There we go. All right. Any other questions on fire before we move on? I think we've covered that. All right. Looking at PD. So there are 2 FTEs being requested. Police lieutenant. This position will oversee the specialized patrol function, which includes traffic community services, homeless outreach, and school resource officers, as well as a community services officer who will be part of the community services unit. And we have a large number of public outreach and community events that we do each year, including Shop with a Cop, Coffee with a Cop, Goodyear, Shredathon, Bike Rodeo, and several others. So in addition to public outreach, this position would also serve as the department's forensic artist and assist with PIO duties. Strategic plan related items, real-time crime center software and phase 1 implementation. So this request gives us the budget authority towards being able to plan and implement phase 1 of a real-time crime center.
So I was hoping I could expand on this because I know we've had questions around the real-time crime center and what we are actually accomplishing with this money. As part of the strategic plan, it was to evaluate what we were going to do and how we wanted to set this up. This money will buy some software, 2 computers, and a monitor, and in a conference room. And it's a way for us to evaluate how we connect with the officers, what information they get out in the field, what we can get in there. It's a pretty basic setup, and that's part of our evaluation. It also includes some travel expenses for personnel to travel to different agencies and assess what they're doing. There's I can't remember the community, but in California that are really doing a great job with the real-time crime center. So in order for us to determine what we might need, what it might look like, we can just start with a very basic setup in a conference room that we already have with the 2 monitors, or 1 monitor, couple computers, and we're repurposing a conference room in the new PD. So just wanted to explain what that was about and how we were moving forward. Once we have an idea of what we want to look at or what we want to propose, we'll come back to council and have that conversation as to what it might look like in the future. And is this something you want us to continue with? That's what those monies are for.
Okay, Brandon.
Was this something that we talked about in the work session already to pursue this? Or was
It's
this
in
our
the
first,
strategic
is this our
plan.
first time?
It's in the
Okay.
strategic plan.
So I know some council members went like on a tour, I think it was at Glendale's real-time center, and I feel like this is the first time that I've heard that. Okay, now we're gonna look into it. So I was just curious on it. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a great thing, but I didn't know we already were moving forward on it. So.
And there are different levels of real-time crime centers. So this is like our way of evaluating it. We could hire someone to come in and do an assessment and tell us what we need and all of that. But chose to do this basic and get the software, and then we can come back and kind of say, this is what's working, this is what we see as some benefits, here's where we think we should go with it. Is council good with this? This is what it's going to cost if we pursue this. So
what is the license plate readers looking for?
that's part of I'll let you answer.
Yeah, they're known as flock cameras. That's the brand that typically everybody purchases. We have 16 of those. So this would be for 25 more of them. And it could be used in conjunction once we, talk about the plan on how those cameras want to be utilized. But they will look at specifically to be able to see license plates. So to be able to relay that information back to the real-time crime center and then thus to our officers. We are looking into as another strategic plan action item as far as recording and the legalities of what you can and can't record. So that's all part of this whole conversation.
Okay. I imagine it's like people warrants, stolen vehicles, human trafficking, or maybe even we use them for, I don't know, the different alerts, Amber alerts and things like that, I imagine. Is it speeding too?
It would read the license plates of those vehicles. So red light runners.
Or like get them if they're red
Well,
light
we
running?
would be able to capture their license plate. Now we can't tell who's driving at that point. So
You just know that someone's speeding. You can't do anything about it necessarily.
I'll leave that to the law enforcement.
I'm just asking, so we're not,
Yeah.
for the public, we're not putting in red light running cameras.
No,
So, in the city of Goodyear.
No.
But we're putting in things that'll just, we'll know who's speeding, essentially.
it's a way, it was requested by, we were in a January retreat when the conversation came up on cameras. And we received direction from council at that time to move forward with those cameras.
Okay, I just didn't know the scope of what that is. I didn't realize it was speeding, what that even looks
And maybe
like.
I misspoke on the speeding, but they can read your,
Wanna get caught?
are you gonna get caught?
Cameras. Yeah, they're not.
You good?
You had something, I don't know if you had more clarification.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. As far as the flock camera goes, they capture license plates, but it's not specifically for speeders. It's to capture crimes that have happened where there's a license plate that's entered into a system. The camera picks up on that and then notifies the local agency.
So,
That
I
makes
spoke on speeding.
Okay.
You can. No,
Thank you.
can't.
You're safe.
Okay, thank you.
And I've seen your orange truck speeding, by the way, so I know you speed.
A lot of different trucks out
No. I am full these, especially the real-time crime center. I think that honestly is a game changer. This is what I've been doing for 30 years. I was telling Lynette in our small group meeting that, you know, we thought we were like really hot stuff when we got our police officers in Phoenix tape recorders to tape record statements. We thought that was pretty cool, you know, tape, old safe tape. So I think this is actually very good. I would like to try to get grants. I would like to try to get this moving forward quicker because I think this is going to increase public safety tenfold. I think we also need to remember that when we do this, we have to include the courts in this and make sure our courtrooms, especially if we're building out a new courtroom, have the technology needed to play these videos. Our prosecutor needs to be as part of this. It needs to be kind of a team effort with this. And we also need to make sure that our officers have the proper training to make sure that when these cases, as we found out, are sent down to the county attorney's office, that what they want pulled off of these real-time crime centers, that they're getting what they need. So the case isn't furthered back to us like we saw with the bicycle accident. Because imagine if that would have been on video. I mean, that would have been another link that would have maybe helped that be prosecuted as a felony. So I really would like to see that, what kind of grants we can get, because there's got to be some sort of grants. And this would be a great thing for one-time money grants for here. I also do like the community services officer. I think that, again, should partner with the courts because we aren't going to be able to arrest our way out of a homeless situation because misdemeanors, which most of those, there's only so many, you only got 180 days in jail as your max. Sometimes it's 30 days. So we don't want to recycle these people back